It's a beautiful night, we're looking for something dumb to do. Hey baby, I think I wanna marry you. Is it the look in your eyes, or is it this dancing juice? Who cares baby, I think I wanna marry you. Well, I know this little chapel on the boulevard we can go. No one will know. Oh come on girl, who cares if we're trash? Got a pocket full of cash we can blow. Shots of Patrol, and it's on girl. Don't say no, 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 no. Just say yeah, 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 yeah. And we'll go, 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 go. If you're ready, like I'm ready. Cause it's a beautiful night, we're looking for something dumb to do. Hey baby, I think I wanna marry you. Is it the look in your eyes, or is it this dancing juice? Who cares baby, I think I wanna marry you. Oh, I'll go get a ring, let the choir bells sing like ooh. So what you wanna do? Let's just run girl. If we wake up and you wanna break up, that's cool. No, I won't blame you. It was fun girl. Don't say no, 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 no. Just say yeah, 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 yeah. And we'll go, 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 go. If you're ready, like I'm ready. Cause it's a beautiful night.
Ladies and gentlemen, could I ask you to please stand to greet the bridal party? Good afternoon, and welcome to East Close, a very beautiful setting for today's very special occasion. My name is Helen Giles and my colleague is Pat Elm, and together we represent the Hampshire Registration Service. Throughout today's ceremony, Pat has the important task of making the legal and the historic record of this marriage in our registry. Well, I have the pleasure and the privilege of helping Trystan and Radha with their marriage vows. And all of you who have shared and contributed to their lives in the past. And you are here today to witness what is at its very heart a private moment between these two people as they make their commitment to each other. And you will become part of the memories of this very special day, and I suspect will help them to celebrate later. So if you're ready, I'm required to ask you to state your full names. So Trystan first.
Trystan and Radha.
And Radha. Radha Maria Gill. Thank you. Now you've been introduced, you can hold hands again. Marriage joins two people who trust the love that they have found. It is a partnership in which each of you can grow while sharing in the development of the other. And it is a statement to all around you that you have found the love, the support and the friendship that you wish to share for the rest of your lives. However, before you are joined in matrimony, I do have to remind you about the very solemn and binding character of the vow that you are about to make. Marriage according to the law of this country is the union of two people voluntarily entered into for life, to the exclusion of all others. It is a solemn union which provides love, friendship, help and comfort in times of joy and in times of trouble. And it is not to be entered into lightly, nor should it lightly be set aside. We are gathered here today in this room which has been duly sanctioned by the law for the celebration of civil marriage, and I must now ask that if any person present knows of any just cause or lawful impediment as to why this marriage will not take place, you must declare it now. I now have to ask each of you in turn to declare both solemnly and truthfully that to the best of your own knowledge and belief, there is no lawful reason why you should not be joined together in marriage. So Trystan, if you could repeat after me, please. I declare that I know of no legal reason why I, Trystan Malcolm Wood, may not be joined in marriage to Radha Maria Gill. I declare that I know of no legal reason why I, Radha Maria Gill, may not be joined in marriage to Trystan Malcolm Wood. Thank you. Now it has long been the tradition for the bride's hand to be given in marriage by a member of her family. Today I'm going to ask Dorothy to step forward to fulfil this tradition. So in giving them both your very best wishes and welcoming Trystan into your family, would you please take your daughter's hand and pass it to Trystan for safekeeping?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Trystan, do you take Radha to be your wife, and do you promise to love her and remain true to her for the rest of your life? And Radha, do you take Trystan to be your husband? Do you promise to love him and remain true to him for the rest of your life? I do. Then you're ready to make your contract with each other, which is not only a legal contract, but a bond based on trust and respect. So could I ask you please to face each other and hold both hands? I will give you the words that will make you husband and wife, and it's important you speak into each other. Don't just marry the man on the phone. If you could repeat after me, please. I call upon these persons here present to witness that I, Trystan Malcolm Wood, do take thee, Radha Maria Gill, to be my lawful wedded wife. I call upon these persons here present to witness that I, Radha Maria Gill, do take thee, Trystan Malcolm Wood, to be my lawful wedded husband. We now come to the exchange of rings, which is the ancient and the traditional way of sealing the marriage contract. The ring is an unbroken circle, and as it has no beginning, so it also has no end. And it symbolises the love that you have for each other, and is the outward sign of the promise that you have just made. Today the rings are in the safe custody of the man on the front row. Could you please pass by the ring? You would find the third finger of her left hand. Hold the ring on her finger and repeat after me. I give you this ring.
I give you this ring
As a token of my love.
as a token of my love
And as a symbol of our marriage.
and as a symbol of our marriage.
All that I am, I share with you.
All that I am, I share with you.
All that I have, I give to you.
All that I have, I give to you.
I commit myself to our life together.
I give myself.
Make sure it's safe. That's safe. And mine, will you pass Tristan's ring to her? Thank you very much. Will you place that on the third finger of his left hand? Hold it there and repeat after me. I give you this ring as a token of my love and as a symbol of our marriage. All that I am, I share with you. All that I have, I give to you. I commit myself to our life together. And make sure it's secure. May these rings be a reminder to you always of our vows that you have made here today. Louis de Bernier said that love is a temporary madness. It erupts like a volcano, and then it subsides. And it's when it subsides that you need to make your decision. You have to work out whether your roots have become so entwined together that it is now inconceivable you should ever part. Because that's what love is. Love is not breathlessness, it is not excitement, and it is not the declaration of eternal passion, because that's just being in love, which any fool can do. Love itself is what is left over when being in love is burned away, which is both an art and a fortunate accident. For those that truly love have roots that grow towards each other underground. So when all the pretty blossoms fall from their branches, they then find they are one tree and not two. Marriage is the promise that you have made today in your hearts, and it will take a lifetime to fulfill. It gives you a shared vision for your future, which will need constant tending to handle the pressures that life brings. So if at any time your vision seems to become a little hard to achieve, please remember what it was that brought you together, to this place and to this moment today. May you always be able to talk things over. You are each other's best friend. Confide in each other, because trust is at the heart of marriage. Laugh with one another a lot, and try to find moments of quiet and peace that belong to just the two of you, at least once a day. And may the coming years hold very much happiness for you both. So Trystan and Radha, you have now made your solemn and binding contract, and you have promised love, loyalty, and commitment here in the presence of your family and friends. So it is now my very great pleasure to announce that you are now husband and wife. And Trystan, I think it's traditional to kiss your wife.
Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the light side of life. If life seems jolly when you're feeling in the dumps, it's very good. Just purse your lips and whistle, that's the thing. Hey, always look on the bright side of life. Come on. Always look on the bright side of life. absurd, and death's the final word. You must always face the curtain with a bow. Forget about your scene, give the audience a grin. Enjoy it, it's your last chance anyhow. So always look on the bright side of death. Just before you draw your terminal breath. Life's a piece of shit.
Every time our eyes meet, this feeling inside me is almost more than I can take. Baby, when you touch me, I can feel how much you love me, and it just blows me away. I've never been this close to anyone or anything. I can hear your thoughts, I can see your dreams. I don't know how you do what you do. I'm so in love with you. It just keeps getting better. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you by my side forever and ever. Every little thing that you do, baby, I'm amazed by you. The smell of your skin, the taste of your kiss, the way you whisper in the dark, your hair all around me, baby, you surround me, you touch every place in my heart. Oh, it feels like the first time, every time. I wanna spend the whole night in your eyes. I don't know how you do what you do. I'm so in love with you. It just keeps getting better. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you by my side forever and ever. Every little thing that you do, baby, I'm amazed by you. Every little thing that you do, I'm so in love with you. It just keeps getting better. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you by my side forever and ever. Every little thing that you
Please be upstanding. Warm welcome to the new Mr. and Mrs. Wood.
baby, I'm amazed by you.
Gentlemen, it's now time for your speeches. So she hands you over to the mother of the bride.
I haven't planned anything at all. Very much. First of all, I want the nursery girls to stand up. Would you please? Yes, please, quick.
Nursery girls.
The nursery girls.
Oh, not you as well.
Right.
Trying to hide.
Just recently, Radha's nursery, preschool, got an Ofsted report, which was outstanding. When she phoned me up, she said, "Mum, you've got an outstanding." And I said, "Oh, you darling girl, brilliant." "Oh," she said, "the staff were wonderful." And I said, "No, you've been brilliant." She said, "I couldn't have done it without my staff." And she said, "They mean everything to me." So that's real teamwork, and I wanted to thank you for being such a support for her, because you deserve it.
Yes,
all
you
of
do.
it.
Thank you.
Now could I have the bridesmaids standing up, please? Katerina is the maid of honour. We've got Stephanie, we've got Laura, we've got Dawn and Jessica. And this week has been quite a horrendous week. You might not know it, and I'm going to be very brief about it. Just a week ago on the Sunday, all the bridesmaids' dresses were at my place. They tried them on and they wouldn't fit, they didn't do up. So, cutting a long story short, all this week, driving around this place to that, Jessica and Laura's mother, Stephanie and Katerina, they've been brilliant at holding Radha up and trying to keep everything on an even keel, because it was panic stations. So I just want to thank you girls, because you've been absolutely wonderful this week. I couldn't have had better support from anybody. I'm not going to be very long. I'm going to get something now. It's taken me quite a few weeks to get together. I thought, I've done a book for Radha, and I've called it My Life with Radha. And it's the story of our life. No, it isn't. It's the story of our life together, right from baby up until today. It's a bit fragile, and I'm giving her that book because I've always had photographs at home, right from little, right up, and she never gets to see them. So it's all in there. You remember that, and then probably bring you back very many memories. That's all right. Thank you. Yes, it is something for later, but that's taken quite a long time to get together between you and me. Yeah, so I'm really not going to say more because... Oh, that was just my card for you, but I'll put it back in here.
There's one for you.
I'm going to hand you to Katerina now. So we're going to support each other. One more thing. She said to me, I've got a golden rule in the nursery, Mum. If a child has finished playing with a toy, it has to be put away. Oh, I said, do you practice that at home? When she first met Trystan, and I got to hear about it, and after I she phoned me up, and she said, I said, oh, how are things going? She said, oh, very well. She said, do you think he's a bit fussy? And I said, I wouldn't know, Radha. I said, he's fussy. Why do you say that? Well, she said, he keeps putting all my things on the bottom of the stairs. I said, I know exactly how he feels. I said, I've been spending a lifetime doing that. So I said, I don't think he's fussy at all. Right, I'm going to have you to Catherine.
Ladies and gentlemen, Maid of Honour.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know me, I'm Katerina, or Kat, as everybody knows me. And I just thought I'd start off by saying, obviously, thank you to the bridesmaids, all the help they've given to Radha and myself, and how amazing they all look. And thank you. And thank you also to Radha and Trystan's parents for all the support they have given to both of them throughout the whole time, the whole planning and preparation of today. Which has been phenomenal, really, because it has been fraught with obstacles along the way, as Dorothy was pointing out, the dresses, for example. But we've got here in the end, and they've been a tremendous support. And obviously, also want to say thank you to Radha for asking me to be her maid of honour. I am honoured to be the maid of honour, so thank you very much. And I'm sure you'd agree that she looked absolutely amazing today. Absolutely beautiful. And obviously Trystan is a very lucky man, and you know, will count himself lucky for many, many years to come, I'm sure. Okay. How I know Radha? I've known Radha for a very long time. I think we met when she was 3 and I was 5, I think, roughly, thinking back. And we live in the same street. We're not very far apart house-wise, and we just grew up together in the same street. And those of you that grew up in the 80s will remember that in those times, playing outside in the street was commonplace. And we spent many, many an evening till it was getting dark, playing various games, queens, tennis, horses, various silly games we made up, until we were called in for dinner. So we spent many, many countless times together, just playing and growing up as children. We also have a tradition, which I'm afraid Trystan may have to understand now, that every Christmas we watch a special video that my mum actually bought us when we were children called Cinderella. It's a really, really like simple version of the story, and every year we watch this. And I don't think Trystan's ever seen it. But every Christmas here on in, you will be able to find that, I'm afraid.
Oh, there's a film called Clueless.
Yeah, oh yes, there's many films around here. Other things, later on, hopefully, if Radha's not too drunk, I'm sure she won't be, you will witness some of Radha's dancing and Trystan's. But Radha's dancing especially. So I know what you're thinking. And I've been to many, many dance festivals and competitions and shows, not as a dancer. I purely went as a friend to support Radha. Ice skating was my thing, not dancing, but I really enjoyed just going along, being part of the atmosphere, and I've seen her grow as a dancer from a young child to what she is today, and hopefully the wine, you know, maybe might influence it a little bit, but hopefully you'll see some of that later, so fingers crossed. Obviously growing up, we then went to look at going out to town, partying, fun we may have had, which, you know, I'm not going to go into too many details, but I'm sure you can imagine. Also, Radha was fairly old when she said to me, I don't think I've ever been abroad. I don't have a passport. And I was like, what do you mean? You've never been abroad? How can you not have been abroad? 19, thank you. So we went to Barcelona. And I don't like flying. Radha's first flight, she was so excited. The takeoff, the landing, everything. She loved the whole experience. Despite going to different schools and different unis, we've stayed very, very close. And also, despite the distance, thanks to Trystan, sorry, who lives in Croydon, as you know, and not in Bournemouth. We've stayed very close friends, but we obviously all need her in Bournemouth, so you may have to reevaluate your living situation. I had to get that in, I'm sorry. But basically, through everything that life's thrown at us, Radha's always been there for me and for all her friends. She's very kind. She's a very supportive friend. She is very she has a very thought-provoking, emotional insight that is very rare, actually. And she, you know, she can give such good advice when it's needed that it really is something special. And those of you that are close to her will know what I mean. So thank you for all the advice and guidance you've given me. Okay. Thank you. There have been some toes along the way, but Radha has finally found her Prince Charming in Trystan. Thank you. The Prince. Okay, and I am very pleased to see, obviously, that Radha met Trystan and she's married him today. And Trystan sees Radha, I think, how I see Radha. And it really is a pleasure to see that, because, you know, along the road with a friend, those of you out there, I'm sure you've all got friends that you're close to, that you've seen how they have grown and what sort of relationship turmoils and things they've been through. And it's a real pleasure today to see Radha so happy with Trystan, and he is so perfect for her that I'm just really, really pleased for them both. And I'm sure you all are. And I'm also counting on Trystan to take good care of Radha, and he knows I will hunt him down if he doesn't. So, Steve has a shotgun. Steve has a shotgun, that's my husband. He will be after you. Okay? No, I'm sure he'll take good care of her. I've had the pleasure of living with Radha.
Awful, isn't it?
Oh, now, I don't want to talk all night about living with Radha, because, you know, you'll want to get on to drinking and dancing later. But basically, I've had the pleasure of living with Radha, as my husband has. That's great. And there have been some challenges that I promised Radha I would mention. So let's see. Now, Radha's hair is up today, but she often likes to straighten her hair, as many of you know. And she has her GHDs, and whilst living with me, the GHDs are on in her room that she was in, her Radha room, as we call it. And we had a Cala gas heater that was switched on, and I walked down the stairs and I thought, there's a funny smell. There's like a weird plasticky smell in the air. What is going on in there? That's not a smell of hair straightening. So I walked into the room and I saw the wire from the hair straighteners hanging in front of the flame. Oh. Picked it up and it was sticky. I was like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. So that was one incident. She managed to flood the kitchen twice. I have no idea how she, with the washing machine. The washing machine, I don't know what she did. But the washing machine, I've never managed to flood my kitchen. I don't know how you did it, but you can let me know later. Finally, the one last embarrassing incident would have to be the wallet on the path. Oh. My husband went to work one morning, found the wallet on the path that was Radha's. needless to say, Trystan, I think it's best that you look after the money, otherwise it may be on a path. Okay, so just be warned with the tickets to the honeymoon, come on, everything, just give it to Trystan. That's the best idea. The best thing about Radha moving out would actually be my husband no longer having to listen to Cheryl Cole blasting from the stereo at 3 AM in the morning and us singing along in our terrible voices because neither of us can sing. No. So yeah, he was quite relieved that that no longer happened, as I'm sure Trystan, you could probably appreciate that to you. Almost there, guys. Basically, there have been so many fun times with Radha that I have experienced, and also the other bridesmaids have also experienced so many fun times, and also other people have also probably experienced so many fun times, nights out and fun days out with Radha. And it's too long, you know, to tell you about everything in our lives. All that remains to say is I would love to wish Radha and Trystan a wonderful future together. All the best, happy honeymoon. You make a fantastic couple, and you know, all the best for a fantastic, successful future as husband and wife together. So raise your glasses to Mr. and Mrs. Wood, and I would like to speak some Welsh. I'll try. So, Yakida. Cheers to Mr. and Mrs. Wood. Cheers.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for your very nervous groom to say it.
Is that it then? Thank you very much. Right.
Stand up, Tris.
Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, I'd like to thank both Dorothy and Katrina for those sincere words. I was a little bit worried what they might say, but thankfully it was all nice.
You're welcome.
I did have a speech all worked out for this occasion, but of course, now that I'm a married man, Radha has insisted I read the one that she's written for me. So here goes. On behalf of my wife and I suppose I'm going to get used to that. I'd like to start by thanking everyone here today for sharing our special day with us. Thank you all for wonderful gifts and cards that you have given us. We are very touched with your generosity. We must say we are somewhat surprised some of you made it, as we sent out wedding invitations that didn't actually have the date on it. So an extra special thanks to those people. Most people on their wedding day describe it as the happiest day of their lives. That worries me. It implies that from tomorrow there's a lifelong decline. So I'm making the most of it today. However, I am so happy today that even less happier days would be blissful.
Would you copy that?
I'd like to say a special thank you to all those who have travelled some distance to be here today. It was quite a humbling experience to realise you have so many family and friends that care for you so much, and I do genuinely mean that. Dorothy.
Oh, yes. Yes, Trystan.
I would like to thank you so much for everything you've done and welcome you into your family. I feel very, very proud to be able to say I'm your son-in-law and will always do my best to live up to your expectations or promises to take care of you.
Any more bullshit like that? Don't had him in trouble again, don't you?
And of course to do everything she tells me to do. Now I'm not saying she's bossy.
Who, me?
Most importantly, thank you for giving me your blessing to marry your beautiful daughter. I hope that you do feel that you haven't lost a daughter, but more you've gained another mouse to feed. By the way, Dorothy, I haven't forgotten. I've signed the receipt for you. It says, received one daughter, perfect condition, fully guaranteed, fully warranted, comes complete with extras. Keep tucked up with expensive jewellery and lubricate well with fine wines.
Very accurate.
Service regularly. Oh, sorry. I missed a bit out there. Service regularly. With lavish trips to exotic and faraway places. You really must make me more clear. Warning.
You wait till the children come along.
Warning, has a tendency to get irritable if she doesn't have the final say in everything.
Sugar and spice, yes. I agree with that.
Care notes. Gets bored easily. Keep busy with constant supply of chores.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
No, not to be outdone. Mum, she ought to get me a receipt. For you. It reads, received one son, sold a scene, no refunds under any circumstances. Apparently they've decorated my room already, changed all the locks, so you're stuck with me. Warning, slight discoloration and dirt, which may come off with vigorous rubbing. Now on to my mum and dad. I'd also like to thank my parents who put up with me for all these years, who have both been there for me and when I've needed you, and given me a wonderful start in life, and I'm very fortunate and proud to have you as my mum and dad. I'd like to thank you both for your advice that you've given me, for putting up with me, and for pointing me in the right direction. Usually only to watch me go off in completely the opposite direction. But I'll try to do my best. I'd also like to give some gifts to both mothers for being the two very inspirational figures in Radha and I's life.
Is that a check for money,
And I might just like to add how beautiful you both look today. Dad checks in the post. Now to the bridesmaids. Thank you for calming Radha's nerves and helping with her preparation today. I'd also like to thank you for getting her to the venue in one piece and on time. You've done a brilliant job. Brother? Neil? John, for agreeing to be our ushers and doing such a great job for us today. You've taken a lot of worry out of the jobs that certainly I need to try and concentrate on. And you've done everything we've asked you to do, so thank you very much. If I could all ask you to stand up and give a toast to both the ushers and the bridesmaids. Ushers and bridesmaids. Ushers and bridesmaids.
Run around with a hat, yeah?
Right.
You've done brilliant.
I'm absolutely delighted to be able to stand here today with Radha. I never knew what I was missing in my life before I met her. Radha has been a source of friendship, support and love, and I truly believe I am the luckiest man alive to be standing here today. I think you'll all agree she looks absolutely gorgeous. Yes, and I can't wait to build a new life together. For those of you who don't know Radha and I, for those of you who don't know how Radha and I met, it's not my speech.
I didn't write it.
So, for those of you who don't know Radha and I, and the fact that John Coles, John, please stand up.
Said that.
Cozy! Okay, Cozy!
has been pestering me to mention it because he wants to take all the credit for getting us together.
You owe me, Dave.
I got news for you. You owe me.
As most of you know, I am quite a shy guy and would never go up to a girl that likes to speak to them. So on this occasion, we're having a few drinks in Bournemouth with mates, and John and I were having a cigarette outside. Stunning blonde shell came up to ask for a light, and John and her began chatting. I might just add that I couldn't say anything and just stared. A bit creepy. Just the way it is. After about 5 minutes, we finished up and said our goodbyes, and we went back inside. I said to John that she was stunning. I'm kicking myself. That's yet again I didn't say anything. John luckily had found out where she was going later on that night, so we planned to find him later. Thanks, John. So we turned up at the bar later and got ourselves a drink, and then noticed that she was there with her friends. I thought to myself, right, you've got to do something about this, so plucked up the courage and asked John to go over the night. Pointing at me, she looked, pointing at me, trying to look cool at the bar, asked if I could buy her a drink, and thankfully she said yes, and the rest is history. So John, to me, to you, thank you. I would also like to mention, just to all the people who have helped Radha and I for the perfect day, too many to mention, but you know who you are. Thanks very much from the bottom of our hearts. It wouldn't have been so special without your help. Right, now, best man.
Yes.
I can imagine that Mike, my best man, is getting impatient to make his speech soon. So not much longer to wait, mate.
Thanks.
30 years of pain and misery has caused me since I was 18. So I don't know why I still want to be his friend. But we have shared a lot of life's early lessons together, might add not girlfriends. I might also add, so that she would only mean there was some similarities to each other's personalities for us to still be friends for all these years. For those of you who don't know Mike, like I do, and to be honest, I wasn't sure if I should bring this up, but unfortunately he suffers from a rare medical condition. It causes him to invent fanciful stories. He honestly does believe these stories to be true, and I really would appreciate if you just humour him doing this. He actually handed me a whole script of wonderful comments that I should tell you about him, such as funny, truthful, honest, genuine, straight, etc. But after reading them all it did was reinstate my belief that he is a compulsive liar, and anything he tells you should not be believed for one moment. I'm not going to go into too much detail about Mike's best man speech, although I have so far, but suffice to say, I read in The Guardian recently, Mike, that pathological liars very often start to lose their hair early on in life. First. No, but seriously, Mike, I could not think of anyone I would rather be my best man for my wedding. No, seriously, I could have tried, but right, good cue. Well, that's the rest from me. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much.
Well, we're starting the stopwatch. A wise man once told me a best man's speech should last just as long as the groom makes love. So with that in mind, thank you all for coming. That was the funniest part, so I hope you all enjoyed it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Trystan and Radha's wedding. My name is Mike, and I have the honour of being Trystan Malcolm Wood's best man. I think I'll start first of all by saying congratulations to you both on now becoming husband and wife.
Yeah.
Marriage is a wonderful thing. It enriches your life and provides you with more than you had before. And actually this can already be seen. Trystan, you'll be leaving here today having gained a beautiful wife who is intelligent, caring and beautiful. Radha, you'll be leaving here today with a beautiful dress and a new pair of earrings. But actually, your marriage to Trystan now also means that you are a Wood. This is a bold, strong name originating from the Old English word wood. Often used to describe a person who lived in or worked in a wood. Slightly less well known is that it's also an Old English nickname dating back to the 12th century. And it's a nickname for an eccentric or violent person who is prone to acting in a frenzied or wild manner. Now, I only found this out recently, but it does explain a lot about Trystan, and what better opportunity than today to tell you all I know about him. But just before my character assassination of the groom, I'd like to make a few toasts. So first of all, to the bridesmaids for everything they have done and for looking absolutely stunning today. To the bridesmaids. I think you'll all agree they are only outshone by Radha, who looks beautiful and radiant today. To Radha. And I'd also like to say a big thank you to the parents, because of course without them we wouldn't be here today, but more specifically their help and support in organising everything for today has made it the special day that it is. So to Dorothy, Leslie and David. Now when Trystan asked me to be his best man, I thought he was joking. But considering we're all gathered here today, I can now see he's being serious. But joking aside, I was surprised he asked me, because ever since I've known him, I've gone out of my way to wind him up. He's like the brother I never had, but would love to have had, because I'm bigger and better than him. I did obviously realise he was being serious much earlier on, quite soon after he told me actually. And as soon as I did, the importance of my task was understood loud and clear. And that task, ladies and gentlemen, is right here, right now, this speech. But I had a dilemma. Do I continue in the time-honoured tradition of winding him up, or do I do the honourable thing and lie to protect his dignity? As I'm sure you can all imagine, I spent many dark days deliberating this dilemma, but finally I realised I had to do the right thing. So sadly, I will not be telling you about the weird fetish he had as a child of stripping his Cindy dolls naked and dressing his action men up in their clothes. Nor am I going to be able to tell you about the time he had an arrest warrant out for him in 5 different countries at the same time. And unfortunately, the time he was mistaken for Jack Black at the premiere of Tropic Thunder, disastrous results will not be told here today. But all is not lost. I will be telling you about the sex parties, the drugs dens, the dog fights, and of course, Scottish Dave. But let's first rewind well over 20 years to when I first met Trystan at Epsom Art College. He stood out from a wacky crowd of people partly due to the fact he skipped everywhere while singing and whistling. And he did most of this skipping, singing and whistling dressed in his own unique style. The key ingredients, of course, were a pair of Dr. Martin boots with luminous colour laces, adorned with Tipex graffiti, and he wore these with a pair of original Vietnam War parachute combat trousers that he still owns to this day.
They've accidentally disappeared.
It became apparent to me fairly quickly that he's one of a kind. I mean, he comes in a rather odd looking package, but inside is a wonderful little gift. And Radha, I believe it's customary for you to get to see this little gift later. We had a great laugh at Art College, but why Trystan was there in the first place baffles me to this day. He was pretty useless at anything artistic, way beyond his capabilities. Simple dot to dot gave him concentration issues. So you can imagine my surprise when some years later he got a place at Bournemouth University to study a degree in colouring in. I subsequently learned that this was thanks to his artistic, kind-hearted, supportive, long-suffering brother, Gethin, whose portfolio he used and lied that it was his own during the interview. Often I'd go down to Bournemouth for the weekend, mainly to offer Trystan some respite from the hard work and long days he was having to endure. But my journey was not allowed to get started until a pit stop at the Wood HQ for Glesney to provide me with a few essential provisions her little boy needed. It would take about an hour or so to load up the car with these essential provisions. But once I arrived down in Bournemouth, the net result of my time down there was the same every time. An absolutely brilliant weekend during which we had many laughs and a great friendship continued to build. Unfortunately, for me anyway, his time in Bournemouth came to a premature end. Something to do without selling local Sainsbury's with all the food you had accumulated over the years. So he came home and he went out into the big bad world, armed with his colouring in pens and a degree in looking busy. He got a job, he bought a flat and he grew up. I say grew, it's not strictly true. Trystan stopped growing about 11 3/4, but if you were to ask Trystan which area of art and design he excelled in, he would reply, interior design. And it's his natural flair and outstanding ability that was put on display for all to see when he decorated his flat. Being such a maverick, he ignored many of the foundation stones of interior design, such as lighting, to create the dark, damp living area he calls home today. And in doing so, he lived up to his nickname, Moley. Now, moles are small mammals adapted to a subterranean lifestyle. They live in dark, damp burrows. They have cylindrical bodies, velvety fur, and small ears and eyes. They have reduced hind limbs, suitable for slouching, and powerful forelimbs adapted for holding the TV remote. Trystan's particular burrow is furnished in an array of earthy colours, which are all displayed to their full potential through the clever use of darkness. The dampness he longed for was achieved through some very clever shopping. Trystan managed to source a sofa from a retailer who ensured that all their products had spent many months stored outside in the rain before selling them. The sofa looked great, but the smell could only be enjoyed by a small cylindrical shaped mammoth. Anyone who sat on the sofa or even stood close to it would instantly get contaminated by the smell.
So true.
But to Trystan, he was adamant it was perfect. All was not lost though. living in darkness and never making your mates a cup of tea when they came to visit, ensured that Trystan saved a fortune on electricity, which in turn allowed him to afford his very expensive addiction in life. That addiction, ladies and gentlemen, is shoes. At my last count, I got up to 87 pairs, but I only stopped because the torch on my battery ran out. If Trystan sees a pair of shoes he likes, but he can't decide what colour to get them in, heck, he'll just buy them in every colour possible. And he even has pairs that he's never worn, but he confidently reassures himself that one day there will be an occasion that warrants aubergine deck shoes or bright red loafers or his rather fetching yellow plimsolls. And it's stuff like that that makes Trystan Trystan. He is odd, he is different, but he is also awesome. And for all my joking and joshing, I've got to admit, I love him like a brother. We've had a blast and we've done some crazy things and we've laughed a million times, if not more. You've always been there for me, you've always been my best mate, and in respect and return for all you have done, I have compiled 5 simple rules, which if you follow, will ensure a long and happy marriage. Rule number 1. The best way to remember your anniversary forevermore is to forget it once. Rule number 2. Never ever go to bed on an argument. It's much better to stand up and shout. Your voice is projected so much better. Rule number 3. There's a phrase you've probably never used before, but from today onwards it's going to become increasingly common. My advice is to learn this phrase and learn how to deliver it correctly. The phrase, of course, is, "You're right, dear." Now, personally, I like to pause a little bit after "you're" and raise my voice for the right. "You're right, dear." Of course you are.
He's quite good at that already.
Practice. Rule number 4. Always apologise. Even if you've done nothing wrong. Because you probably have, you just don't know it yet. In fact, let me demonstrate. Louise, sorry if in the very brief amount of time I spent with you this morning, I did anything wrong. I'd also like to apologise for my behaviour later. It is customary for the best man to get very drunk. I will embarrass myself, and therefore probably you as well. Rule number 5. It's the important one. It's the bedrock and the foundation stone of a good marriage. Always get on with your mother-in-law. I haven't spoken to mine for 6 months. Not because I don't like her, I just don't like to interrupt. Why are these rules important, you may ask? Well, let me tell you. I would like everyone that is here with their partner to turn and face each other. I'd like you to take each other's hand and stare deeply into one another's eyes. Now you're staring deeply into one another's eyes, I will tell you, statistics say you are staring at the person most likely to murder you. Learn these rules and stay alive. You doing all right? Okay, moving on.
What about the time?
1 minute left, mate.
Time check.
1 minute left. 1 minute for what? No, keep going, keep going. No, keep going.
I've got a few messages to read out from some people that couldn't be here, and I'd also like us to be mindful of those that can't be with us today for whatever reason. But the messages I've got are from a Mr. This one's for you, Trystan, a Mr. Ronnie Wood, maybe one of your long-lost uncles. He says to say thanks for all the nights of hell raising and for teaching him that a night of sex, drugs and rock and roll is a non-starter unless you bring your own pillow and contact lenses. Radha, your dad says to pass on his congratulations on your special day. He is sorry he will not be here, but he is thinking of you and wishes you every happiness in your life with Trystan. A message all the way from Australia. Auntie Yona Auntie Yona from Australia says to say best wishes and congratulations to you both on your special day. Another one here for Trystan. Scottish Dave says to tell you Scottish Dave saying over there. Scottish Dave says to tell you he's sorry he couldn't make it. As you know, it's a hell of a long journey. But if you're ever at a loose end in Glasgow Airport, they'd love to meet up with you. Another message here. Not sure who this one's to, but it says, sorry we couldn't make it to your special day. We would have loved to have been there, but it's been far too emotional to say goodbye. We miss you all so much already. And that's from Crystal, Bianca, Chardonnay and all the girls at Spearmint Rhino. That is almost it for my speech, but before I sit back down, let me first just say, Radha, you are a very lucky lady. You have met a man full of love, ambition and honesty, and everything needed to require that you both live a very long and happy life together. You are Trystan's jackpot win. I'm still not sure how he's managed to pull this one off.
No, me neither.
But you are entering the Mole's Burrow, where you will lead a life in complete darkness with a guy that owns more shoes than all of your bridesmaids put together, and a tendency for acting in a wild and frenzied manner while skipping. Trystan, I don't tell you often enough, but you are a true friend, and I am proud to call you my best mate. You've always been there for me, kept me grounded when I get too carried away, and you pick me up when I'm down. I look forward to all the adventures the next 20 or 30 years bring us, and for looking forward to seeing our two families grow up together. Thank you for the honour of being your best man, and congratulations to you both. My final toast, and it gives me immense pleasure to ask everyone here to stand and raise your glass to love, life, laughter and happily ever after to Trystan and Radha.
Colsey, time check.
17.
Colors and promises, how to be brave, how can I love when I'm afraid to fall, but watching you stand alone, all of my doubt suddenly goes away somehow.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I ask you now to be upstanding as we welcome to the floor tonight the new Mr. and Mrs. Wood. Thank
you. When your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off of your feet, Will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Or will your eyes still smile from your cheeks? Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. And baby, my heart could still fall as hard at 23. And I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways. Maybe just the touch of a hand. Well, me, I fall in love with you every single day, and I just wanna tell you I am. So honey, now take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud, maybe we found love right where we are. When my hair's all but gone and my memory fades, and the crowds don't remember my name. When my hands don't play the strings the same way, I know you will still love me the same. 'Cause honey, your soul could never grow old, it's evergreen. And baby, your smile's forever in my mind and memory. I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways, and maybe it's all part of a plan. Well, I'll just keep on making the same mistakes, hoping that you'll understand. But baby, now take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud that maybe we found love right where we are. So baby, now take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Oh darling, place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud.
Heart breaks and promises. I've had more